Good morning, Steve Ray in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, we've got a mixed trade in the grains. We've got beans down 2 cents at 10.47, corn's unchanged at 4.43, and wheat's up 7 cents at 5.32. Overnight, last night, the calls were higher in wheat and kind of mixed in the corn and beans. In the wheat market, we continue to see some dryness across parts of China, even parts of Canada, Northern Europe, and some of the Black Sea. Now, the long-range maps do show some light showers in China and better rainfall down the road for Canada, and maybe even some rain shifting to the northern part of Europe. But still, when you look at the global S&D with the USDA looking at higher production and higher trade and carry out about unchanged, the wheat market really doesn't have a lot of room for any declines in global supply as long as the trade continues to be higher. Again, most of that export increase is China, Iran, Pakistan, and Turkey. All of those nations still have yet to show signs that they actually are going to increase the wheat, but still that's in the numbers. As far as corn and wheat is concerned, I think most of the pressure on the marketplaces has been the fact that U.S. summer, at least spring, weather is mostly favorable. This week, most of the Midwest, parts of the central Midwest, and the Ohio River Valley, it's going to get more rain. In some cases, in the parts of Missouri and maybe the Ohio River Valley, Kentucky, things like that, they've got too much rain. But the other part of the Midwest could welcome these rains. The extended outlook calls for a little bit drier weather, although the European model has backed off from any ridging that it had on Friday. We're also looking for the fact for 25-26, we could see lower exports than what the USDA is saying. Most people are using a carryout in soybeans of 500 million bushels, and for corn, 2.0 billion bushels of corn. So I think we're going to see more choppy trade, and historically, we get to see a mostly slide in good weather years into the 4th of July weekend for corn and soybeans. The other thing that the market might be looking at is the outside markets. Again, we've got the stock market about unchanged. It was lower early on because of Moody's downgrading the U.S. credit rating from AAA to AA1. We've got U.S. dollar sharply lower. Crude's come back from a lower trade overnight, while gold is higher, is a little bit more risk in the marketplace. Today, the president will be talking to Putin about at least a ceasefire in Ukraine and the Russian war. We also have India coming into Washington to talk about trade talks, and the great ag trade is always going to be hopeful for some type of trade with China.